My name is Daniel, and I am from England. I am 18 years old. My father is German, and my mother is English. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. We are a good family. My father is a successful businessman, and we have money. I go to a good school and have a comfortable life. But deep inside, I have a dream. I want to travel. I want to see the world. My father is a kind man, and he wants the best for me. But my dream is not his dream. He is not happy when I talk about traveling. One morning, he calls me to his room. His face is serious. He asks me why I want to travel. He tells me that traveling is dangerous, uncomfortable, and full of risks. He warns me that I could even die. His words make me think. He is right, traveling is dangerous. But it is also exciting. I want to see new places, meet new people, and experience life outside my home. Hoping for support, I speak to my mother. Please talk to father, I beg her. Maybe with your help, I can follow my dream. My mother loves me, but she, too, believes traveling is too dangerous. She tells me that my place is at home and that life in England is best for me. A year later, I visit a big town called Hull. There, I meet my friend, whose father owns a ship traveling to London. He invites me to join him. I hesitate, I am not prepared. But this is my chance to see if traveling is for me. So, I go. I feel happy and excited. This is my first long journey. And everything seems wonderful. At first, the sea is calm, and the journey is pleasant. But soon, dark clouds cover the sky. A terrible storm comes. The wind roars, and the waves toss the ship up and down. Fear grips me. I think about my home, my warm bed, and my safe life in England. When the storm finally ends, the morning sky is bright and peaceful. That evening, a man sits beside me. We talk about the storm, and I share my fears. He gives me a drink, and soon, I fall into a deep sleep. By the next day, my fear fades. I forget about my home and dream even more about traveling. The next day, the wind is weak, and our ship moves slowly. But soon, the wind returns with great force. Another storm comes, bigger and more terrifying than the first. The waves rise like mountains, tossing the ship like a toy. I am terrified. The other men on the ship pray for help. Then, someone shouts, "There is a hole in the ship." Water rushes in. The situation is desperate. A man orders me to help, but fear paralyzes me. He grabs my arm and shouts, "Go below and help." I force myself to move. We work hard to pump the water out, but the hole is too big. More and more water fills the ship. Suddenly, I hear a gunshot, a signal from the captain. We are in serious danger, our ship is sinking. We see another ship nearby. The men on that ship send a small boat to rescue us. 15 minutes later, our ship disappears beneath the waves. We are safe. The people on the land welcome us and help us. They even give us some money for our journey. I decide to go to London. In London, I meet a captain who is preparing for a journey to Africa. He tells me about trade, what to buy in England and what to sell in Africa. I decide to go with him. The journey is smooth, and when we arrive in Africa, I make a lot of money. I am thrilled. I want to travel more, to learn how to sail a ship. The captain teaches me, and soon, I return to Africa for another journey, but this time, disaster strikes. A pirate ship appears on the horizon. It moves fast, and soon, they are close. The pirates attack. They kill many of our men. We fight, but we cannot win. We surrender. I am taken as a prisoner. The pirate captain makes me his slave. My new life is miserable. I work in his house and in the garden. Every day, I dream of escaping. One morning, while working, I see a young woman. She is also a slave. She is beautiful, with kind eyes that seem to understand my pain. She does not speak my language, but when she sees me, she smiles. Sometimes, she gently touches my hand. But we are slaves, we cannot be together. Still, I think about her all the time. In my heart, I feel that I love her. Sometimes, I go fishing with the captain. A young boy helps us. We use a small boat. One morning, a thick fog surrounds us. We cannot see anything. We are lost. The next day, the fog clears, and we return home. The captain tells me to prepare a bigger boat with food, water, and guns for the next trip. Then, an idea forms in my mind: this is my chance to escape. That night, I secretly leave everything on the boat, ready for my escape. But my heart aches. I want to take the young woman with me, but I do not know how. It seems impossible. The next morning, I see her again. She looks at me, sensing something is different. She touches my hand, and we share a long, sad look. Then, she walks away. It is the last time I see her. An hour later, I and the young boy board the boat with another man, our boss for the day. When we are far from land, I suddenly push him into the sea. He tries to swim back, but when I take a gun, he gives up and swims away. I turn to the boy. I need to know if he is with me or against me. His eyes are full of trust. He is on my side. After 2 years of slavery, I am free. We sail quickly, eager to get far away. Days pass, and we finally reach a land where no people seem to live. At night, we hear terrifying animal noises. Then, we see a lion sleeping on the beach. Suddenly, it wakes up and charges at us. I have only seconds to react. I shoot 3 times, the final bullet brings the animal down. We continue our journey and finally see people on the shore. They are friendly, offering us food. But just as we approach, wild animals attack them. I fire my gun, killing one of the beasts. The people are shocked by the loud noise and amazed at my weapon. They thank us and give us more food and water. One day, the boy sees a ship. He is afraid it belongs to pirates, but I recognize it as a Portuguese ship. We fire a signal shot, and they see us. Soon, we are on board. The sailors welcome us, and I tell them our story. A kind Scottish sailor translates for me. The captain offers to buy our small boat, and I agree. He also wants to train the boy as a sailor. Though I hesitate, the boy is excited. He wants to stay. After 20 days, we reach Brazil. It is a new land with new opportunities. I buy land and start growing sugar. Life is good. One day, a friend introduces me to his daughter, an 18-year-old girl. She is kind and hardworking. She begins working in my home, and over time, I realize I have feelings for her. One day, when she is sick and cannot come, I miss her terribly. When she returns, I cannot help myself. I hug her and kiss her. 2 weeks later, I ask her father for permission to marry her. He agrees. 2 months later, we are married. Life is wonderful, but I want more wealth. I plan to trade in Africa. When 3 friends invite me on a journey, I say yes. But disaster strikes. A terrible hurricane destroys our ship. I am the only survivor, washed up on an unknown shore, alone, with nothing but my will to live. My true adventure begins. I make a small cut in the wooden post every day. Every Sunday, the cut is longer. This marks the end of the week. The last day of each month also gets a long cut. One day, I sit and think about my situation. Negative thoughts fill my mind. This is not good. I want to change. I decide to write down all the good and bad things about my life. First, I list the bad. I am alone on this island. I have no one to talk to. There is only a small chance that I will ever see my home again, but then, I write the good. I am alive. I am safe. I have my freedom. I have enough food to survive. My clothes are not great, but I don't need much in this warm climate. And I have my dog. He understands simple commands like, sit, come here, and, bring it. I see that my life is not perfect, but I also have many blessings. I decide to focus only on the positive. I keep improving my home. I expand the cave, creating more space. My life becomes more organized, and this makes me happy. Now, I need furniture. I take wood from my broken raft and the wrecked ship. It takes 5 days to build a chair and a table. Then, I make more furniture. I store my clothes and weapons inside the cave. When my work is finished, I feel proud. The cave is comfortable now, and everything has a proper place. I decide to write a book about my life on the island. I start with the first day, recording everything I remember. Writing helps me clear my thoughts. At first, I write 1 page every day, but later, I write only 1 page per week, only the most important events. Life on the island is never boring. I always have work to do. Every morning, I take a walk, then I work. At noon, I eat and rest, but only for a short time. Then, I continue working. In the evening, I expand my cave. I want it to be big, a space for living, cooking, and sleeping when needed. One day, while digging, a large section of earth collapses from one side of the cave. Luckily, I am outside when it happens. If I had been inside, I could have died. I clean up the mess and reinforce the walls and ceiling with wooden planks. I don't want to risk another accident. It takes a week to complete the repairs. In December, the rain begins. It rains every day, but the weather stays warm. I continue working inside the cave. I am grateful that it never gets cold here. By the end of the month, I kill a goat for food but accidentally injure another one. The injured goat cannot walk, so I take it home and care for it. After 2 weeks, it is no longer afraid of me. It even eats from my hand. In January, I explore the island and discover more goats in the central part. They are shy and difficult to catch. I want to tame some of them, but I need a plan. The next day, I take my dog with me. I tell him to stay still and wait. When the goats move between us, I call my dog. He runs to me, scaring the goats. As they rush past, I jump and grab one by the leg. But the goat kicks me hard in the nose, and I let go. It escapes. This method is not working. I need a better way. For the next 2 months, I focus on strengthening my fence. While working, I find large birds living in holes between rocks. Their meat is delicious, and I can also eat their eggs. One day, I come across an old bag. I remember storing corn in it, but now, I only see dry leaves. I empty the bag outside my camp, thinking I can use it to store gunpowder. A month later, I notice small green shoots growing where I emptied the bag. It is young corn. I am overjoyed. This means I can grow my own food and even bake bread one day. In March, while I am inside my cave, the ground suddenly shakes. The walls tremble, and pieces of earth fall from the ceiling. It is an earthquake. I run outside in fear. Large rocks tumble down the hillside, but they do not hit my tent. The shaking stops, but I am too scared to go back inside. I sit in front of my tent, thinking about the danger. If another earthquake happens, my cave could collapse. I decide to build a house. I start working in April, and after 3 months, my house is complete. In July, I fall ill with a fever. I am weak and cannot get out of bed. Strange dreams fill my nights. They do not make sense, but they feel real. In one dream, I am in a pub on the island. I want to drink rum, but the waitress is lazy. She does nothing. Then, my wife appears and hands me a letter from her father. He wants me to come home and work on the plantations, but I refuse. In the kitchen, my mother is cooking steak and soup. I taste the soup, it is wonderful. Then, two Englishmen enter the pub. They want to sell me gunpowder. One looks like a gentleman, but the other is rough and unpleasant. When I refuse to buy from them, the rough man becomes angry. Our conversation turns into an argument. He pulls out a gun and fires at me. I wake up, sweating. A week later, I recover. To regain my strength, I walk around the island for 10 days. I feel better afterward. Now, I am ready to explore more. In the central part of the island, I discover a beautiful valley with a lake. There are melons, apples, oranges, and lemons growing there. I collect some fruit and return the next day with a large bag. I like this valley, it is peaceful and full of food. I consider moving here, but it is too far from the beach. I must stay close to the shore in case a ship passes by. Instead, I decide to build a second house here. By September, the rainy season begins. When it ends in October, I return to the valley. I see that my fence is covered in green leaves. It is beautiful, but also useful. It makes my house almost invisible. I decide to plant the same trees around my first home for protection. I plant half of my corn, but none of it grows. Thankfully, I kept the other half, and I plant it before the next rainy season. This time, it grows well. Now, I have a small farm. I realize that seasons here are different from home. There are only 2 rainy and 2 dry seasons. This knowledge helps me plan my planting. As I explore more, I make a map of the island. I find fields full of flowers and new animals, including wild cats and colorful parrots. I catch one parrot and take it home. It has red, green, blue, and yellow feathers. I also manage to capture a young goat. I leave the goat in my valley house and prepare a space for it near my main home. Days pass, and I feel less lonely. I train the parrot to speak. His name is Paul. When my corn starts growing, wild goats try to eat it. I build a fence and put my dog inside to guard it. Later, birds become a problem, so I scare them away with gunfire. At the end of December, I harvest my first corn. Instead of eating it, I save the seeds for planting. I also learn to make pottery from clay and bake my first bread using hot stones. It is not perfect, but it tastes wonderful after such a long time. After 3 years, my clothes are worn out. I start making clothes from animal skins. I even make a cap and an umbrella. Life is stable now. I have everything I need. One day, I attempt to build a canoe to sail around the island, but I make a mistake. It is too heavy to move to the beach. Frustrated, I abandon it. Later, I make a smaller canoe and finally explore the coastline. During one trip, I hear a voice calling my name. At first, I panic, but then I realize, it is Paul, my parrot. He repeats my words in my own voice. I laugh. Relieved and amazed, life on the island continues, and though I am alone, I no longer feel hopeless.